This is a career method called home run orientation as opposed to base hit orientation. And I'm going to do a dual track suggestion, which is to simultaneously pursue a home run orientation and a base hit orientation. And it's easier to do both of these at the same time than it is to do either one alone. Now, home run orientation means whatever your form of expression is, whether it's organizing a group of people into an event, or whether it's writing books or articles, or whether it's designing something to do a function or solve a problem, that whatever your media of expression is, that you go for the home run. And my area is mostly writing, and going for the home run involves two extremely different things and two different yous. It's the interior, historic, passionate, profound, lovely you that you can't really show or really do much with in social society with other people. That it gets compromised and edited down and distorted or abused if shown purely to other people. But that's the you that does home runs. It's the you that wants to make the world perfect, wants to make you perfect, wants to make flowers perfect, wants purity and gorgeousness and astonishment, and is willing to work and work and work and work and work toward getting that in one moment or expression or product. And that's the home run orientation. Now, for me, you craft ideas from a Plato perspective. Greek philosophy 2,500 years ago is my starting point. And you craft an idea that 3,000 years later, through the web, is going to still be cited and ringing mental bells in people whose brains are 5, 10 times as fast and as good as our brains. It's like real estate, location, location, location. You locate the idea you work on or invent so carefully that it's in so many strategic intersecting layers of context that 3,000 years from now it's still going to be ringing in people's minds. And then you express it in words that compress so many layers of context so simply and in clear interrelations with each other that the idea sort of explodes in heads and shines light simultaneously in many dimensions of minds. It's not that hard if you work at it, if you aim for it. It's impossible if you don't work at it and don't aim for it. But if you work at it and aim for it, once in a while you can do it. Now, the issue is sort of like Thomas Edison, 10,000 tries to get a home run. And then that's where you can see the trick is for the tool two paths. Because those 10,000 tries, they're not all going to be worthless. If you're a little bit clever, some of those 10,000 tries are your base hits. And so you want to work towards something so profound that a few near-miss flakes that don't hit it, that don't achieve home run status, can be used as base hits to keep you paid, to keep you linked to the world, and to build an audience. Because, you know, your home run's going to need an audience too sometime. And your base hits are a way of building an audience that then notices the home run when it comes. And for academics, the world is structured so that you're looking for an article that gets 2,000 citations. And there's a wonderful story in the Chronicle of Education the week that this video is being made about Brock or something, B-R-A-U-G-H or somebody like that at Princeton, who did the work on priming, this special social psychology research on priming. And you can just say almost any word present unconsciously to people. 5 minutes later, see it influencing their behavior. And now dozens and dozens of other professors are unable to replicate his experimental results. And some of them have pretty well proven that his experimental setup was flawed and allowed bias in. And he didn't do the setup he said he did, or there was something else there that he didn't mention in his research reports. And he's an older guy. He's been very, very famous for 10 years and lauded and been promoted and paid for being so famous and cited. And now it looks like it's all eroding underneath him, with hundreds of scholars undermining what he does. That's a home run that didn't last. Now, Wilson at Harvard had the same thing. He did a home run 20 years ago. Dozens and dozens of scholars gradually developed and ganged up and proved that what he did was not true. And then he wrote a book just recently saying that the guys complaining about me are right. And 20 years ago I was wrong, and that book I wrote was wrong, and my framing of the whole issue was wrong, and I apologize for the harm I've done to the field, and here's what I've learned from the people who correctly pointed out the flaws, and here's what I learned about my own flaws. And then he was interviewed about how he's done that 3 times in his career, 3 home runs, and twice he's had to apologize for them and repair them. And he says, how do you have home runs 3 times in one career, 20 years each? And he said, you apologize for all the flaws in the last one. That's how you get the second one. You apologize for all the flaws in that. That's how you get the third one. So, if you're in love with your own self and ideas, then you're a 1 home run person. If you're lucky enough to even have a home run. And but if you can outgrow yourself, sort of like an insect that crawls out of its old skin, or a snake that crawls out of its old skin, then you can have multiple home runs. But a home run is generally going to require a comprehensive enough change in 10,000 aspects of your thinking that go deep enough that the you that did that first home run is going to die on the way to getting that second home run. And if you can't do that snakeskin sloughing of your old self, you're going to be still too in love with the self that did the first home run, and you'll never have another. Now, enough said.